you're not. No, I didn't say that. I've been married for 40 years. I'm married at 10, age 10. And so anytime you're in a relationship and everything kind of gets a little stale, or everything kind of just is on fast forward, not working, it's all about passion and how to rekindle your passion. So we're going to use passion as an acronym. We're going to use PASSION. And we're going to start out with that P. And the P in passion stands for purpose. Before you can start a business, before you can have a relationship, before you can feel passionate about anything, you have to have a purpose. What is the purpose? Why were we put on the face of this earth? What is our purpose? To live. To help others, to do things. Everybody has a different purpose. So with your business, with your entrepreneurship, your entrepreneurial idea, if you will, what's the purpose? And you can break that down. You have to have a vision. As I said, the vision of Financial Service Exchange is connect for success. If you close your eyes, you can see it. We've got two hands connecting for success because it's all about networking, all about creating relationships. So if you don't have a vision for your company, it's not going to succeed. So create your vision. The next thing is your mission. What you do, how you do it, and the results of doing it is a mission statement. How many work for organizations where you have a mission statement? It's a good thing. It's a really good thing because then you as an employee of that organization know why you're doing what you're doing. If you don't have a mission statement, I would highly suggest you go back and you write one. What you do, how you do it, the results of doing it. Even as in a relationship, in a marriage, you have to have a purpose. We want to get married because. Because what? What are you doing? That way people know how to act. And from there, you write some goals. And I've had some really, everybody's shorted. How many have heard goal writing? Your whole entire life, people say, you gotta have goals, you gotta have goals, you gotta have goals. Absolutely. Who has them written down? People that write down goals earn more money. Simple as that. If you want to make more money, you need to have written goals. A goal is not just something like, oh, I want to make $100,000 in 3 years. Because that doesn't tell you how you're going to get there. A goal has 5 components. A goal must first, and you just use GOALS, goals. A goal must give you direction. I want to earn $100,000. A goal must be ownership. The O stands for ownership. You must own that goal. How are you going to go about doing it? What are you going to do? I'm taking responsibility for my goal. The A stands for attainable. You have to make a goal attainable. If it's not attainable, you have set yourself up for failure. And how does failure feel? Not so good. The L means long-term or short-term. It can be a long-term goal. It can be 5 years out, or it can be 2 months out. And it has to have a time specific. It has to be specific to time specificity. By a certain date, you're going to do something. I'm going to give you an example of how I was doing a seminar and a woman raised her hand and she said, I am a single mom, I work, I have no discernible income, I have 2 children, and they want to do something and I don't have any money to do it. And I said, okay, what would they like to do? And they said, well, they've never been away, they've never done anything. So we created a goal for her to take her children to Disney World. The one in Florida, is that Disney World or Disneyland? Disney World, okay. And so I said, okay, start backwards. How much they were going to drive. So I said, how much is it going to cost? How many miles is it? How much is it going to cost? I said, check out the hotels, check out everything, and put together the cost analysis, do a cost analysis on it. And she did that. And so then she set a time specific as to when they were going to do that. And I said, so what are you going to do? If you have no discernible income, how are you going to save money to do that? And she said, well, you know, I come home from work and I'm really tired, so we oftentimes go to McDonald's. We'll grab something at McDonald's or go to a fast food place, or I will go into the grocery store and buy something, and the kids usually want something. I don't know if any of you have small children, you go to the store and they're forever saying, I want that, I want that. And because you have been working all day, you give it to them. So they created like the United Way does, you know, the thing on your television, or I mean on your refrigerator, where you just put the what is it, yeah, say it again. Yeah, the whole looks like a little inverted. What do you call those things? An hourglass, an inverted hourglass. And they created that and put it on their refrigerator door. And every time they were saving money and they put it away, they'd make a little line on the hourglass. And she sent me an email about 2 years after we had made this goal. And she said, although I did not achieve my goal when I wanted to, we have just come back from Disney World and we're so excited to do our next trip. She went on to explain that her car needed new tires, and so she had to spend some of the money on her tires, and she had to do different things. But she was able to get there because she had a written goal. I had another gentleman that wrote to me and he said, you told us to write a personal goal, and I'm going to ask you guys to write one in a minute, so get ready. Asked to write a personal goal, and his personal goal was to lose 100 pounds. And he wrote to me, I have no idea who he was, but he sent me an email and he said, I have to tell you that people have been telling me to write goals for years and I just never did it. And most of you won't do it when you leave here today. So you're going to set yourself up for failure. He did it. And he said, I have lost 50 pounds. You have changed my life. I had nothing to do with that, other than maybe put the little thing in his ear. And he said, as a result of that, I have a new job and a whole new outlook. And he said, I want to, you'll know my goal for next year is to lose that other 50 pounds. And oh, by the way, thinking of you on a snowy day, and he signed his name. I have no idea who he was, but he listened. And something snapped that day. So I'm hopeful that by the time you leave here today, something will snap, allowing you to make some changes, and change is difficult, that will allow you to grow in the way that you want to grow. So that's what the P is all about, purpose. Very, very important. Any questions? Comments? All right, I'd like you to take just about 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, and I would like you to write down a goal. It can be a business goal, it can be a personal goal. Make sure that it gives direction, you buy into it, it's attainable, it can be a long-term or short-term, and short-term meaning anywhere less than 6 months, long-term being out 5 years. And it has to have some time specificity with it. Take 2 minutes and do that right now.